Hey everybody, what is up? Welcome back to Final Trade. 54 days till Christmas. It's what did I buy in October of 2023? Put down in the comments if you actually made eggnog. First off, for October, I got three of these Build and Battle displays from Obsidian Flames. I love these. I put back three for every Pokemon set, and I plan to keep doing that for a while. I paid 106. Looking out today, you can find them for about 110, so I only got them for about 4% below current market price. If you want to know what I'm buying, when I'm buying it, not have to wait until the end of the month or potentially the end of the next month if it doesn't show up in time for the video, join the Patreon. Everyone on there knows what I'm buying. As I do it, I always send out purchase notices when I buy things for long-term investment. Second thing this month, Scarlet and Violet ETBs. I finally went in on these. I paid $26 each. Sadly, you can get a case of them today for $250. I did buy a case if I didn't say that. So I paid 4% above market price. Womp womp. Yes, once in a great while, these bets don't turn out well on the short term, but in the long term, everyone knows Pokemon beats the crap out of every hedge fund manager in Wall Street history, and Elite Trainer boxes perform even better than the booster boxes. Next up, I bought a case of the Paldea Evolved Elite Trainer boxes. Let's see, how can I fit these? There we go. Let's try that. The Paldea Evolved ETBs, I paid $25 per box. Today, a case is $274, so I got them for about 9% below market price. Next up, like I said, last month, and like I keep saying, all early Flesh and Blood is once again underpriced. I went ahead, I picked up two more boxes of Crucible Unlimited. A lot less of this in existence than people had assumed for a long time. I paid $67 per box, and today out on the market they are $77 per box, so I got them 13% below today's market price. And finally, the one I'm most proud of for the month, the Pokemon 151 booster bundle display with 10 of those booster bundles inside. Each one has 6 booster packs. Me and my patrons, we paid $237 for this. That's $3.95 per pack. Now, I have two numbers to give you here. If you're going out on the market and you are looking for a case like this, which you might be if this is what you want the sealed item, it's $410 today, so me and my patrons paid 42% under today's current market price. Or if you're just looking for booster packs of 151 to open, yeah, you can find them in things like the Zapdos EX collection cases and the Alakazam EX collection cases for about $4.80 per pack compared to the $3.95 per pack that me and my patrons paid for these. And so we saved only about 16% off of the current market price if you're on the per booster pack basis. Now, you'll notice, once again, third month in a row, no Magic. Yes, I have been buying Magic, but it's been to open for singles. There are a lot of great opportunities out there with incredible amounts of inverted EV in products that the market has just been unbelievably irrational and angry about for way too long. And me and several of my patrons have been buying that, breaking down the singles, selling them on TCG Player, and making money that way. I'll make a separate video about the results of that. Going forward into November, I am going to be catching up on Magic. I still have not bought all of the March of the Machines or Lord of the Rings or Commander Masters or Wilds of Eldraine that I would like to have. And so I'm going to be looking to catch up on those probably at Black Friday. For Flesh and Blood, I have not bought the normal position of Dusk Till Dawn that I would like to have. Neither Bright Lights, but Bright Lights is still a bit new. I'm going to wait for that to come down a little bit. And as for Pokemon, you'll notice if you go back and you look at my September video and my August video and today's video, it's mostly been Pokemon the last 3 months. There are so many opportunities in Pokemon out there. It is unbelievable. I had another deal I sent out to my patrons a couple days ago. It was almost 50% off of it, or 50% price to EV ratio. Let's put it that way. So what you were paying for the sealed collection boxes was half of the EV of the sealed booster packs within them. And that was on Sword and Shield boosters, including Evolving Skies. And that was just a couple days ago. Again, if you want these kind of deals, as I'm finding them, as I'm sharing them with my patrons, as I'm buying them myself, join the Patreon. It's $4 a month. If you buy a single one of those deals, it will pay for years of your Patreon membership. You know, we also had these 20 to 40% discounts on Pokemon 151, depending on whether you're interested in the boosters themselves or the sealed box. And I expect those kind of things to go forward, those kind of slightly hidden deals in Pokemon, those kind of deals that, you know, maybe you'll have to store some bulky collection boxes for a couple of years. But if you're willing to do that, well, you capture 100% gain on EV immediately on some of these things, and then you'll gain whatever price increase happens over the timeline until you're ready to sell. You know, it's an amazing time for Pokemon. It's an amazing time for Flesh and Blood, for Magic also. And something that I talk about from time to time is that I've had a lot of success in the last 20 years in the stock market as a contrarian investor, as a person who goes and looks for what are people just way too negative about, what is the sentiment taking control of the price of, where are people letting price drive their sentiment. They're looking at the price of assets and letting that tell them whether they should be supportive or negative of an asset. And I've always done really well being the person who goes and tries to identify some of those things and then say, is this really reasonable that these assets are so hated right now, so beaten down in price? And then I step in and buy them. I've had a lot of success with that in the last 20 years. And coming over to the TCG investment world in the last 2 to 3 years, it's amazing just the extreme inefficiencies in this market and how those kind of contrarian opportunities are just dialed up to 11. They're just so magnified because the market is so much smaller, the volume is so much lower, the liquidity is worse. And so it really gives you these great opportunities to find where the groupthink has taken over way too much, where the screeching harpies on Reddit are just repeating each other to get upvotes, and where you can go out and you can find great assets at ridiculously beaten down prices. And that's really the thing that I focus on in all of my investing, not just TCG, but stock market also. And so, you know, if that interests you, if you want to know what I'm buying before I buy it, you want everything else that comes along with the Patreon, go sign up, $4 a month. You get my monthly newsletter, you get my purchase notices when there's a bonus buck sale, you get a longer discussion thread of things I'm looking at and things I think are interesting. I do inverted EV analyses almost every day, and when I have interesting results, I post them up over there. Just weird and random deals I find that I think are great, I post up. All kinds of other stuff. So let me know what you bought this month. Let me know if you actually made eggnog. November is going to be very, very exciting. I can't wait. But again, if I buy a lot of the stuff on Black Friday, it will not appear in this video until the December version, which will probably actually come out sometime around January 3rd or so. So if you want to know beforehand, before I even buy it, join the Patreon. Thanks to everyone who makes this content possible, especially my generous supporters on Patreon. Like, comment, share, and subscribe, and join me on Final Trade.